All right, so we're going to learn about media queries with HTML and CSS. And, whoa, that doesn't do well in the recordings. I won't do that again. And so with media queries, there's a couple different ways you could do it. You could do like an at media in your CSS, or in the HTML when you link to a style sheet, you could do it like this. So let's just take a look at those. And we're going to go to our code base, and if you want access to the code base, you could get access to the entire course at greatercommons.com. It's this class right here. It's only $20, and if you can't afford that, if $20 is too much for you, whatever part of the world you're in, just send me a message on Twitter, and I'll get you in there one way or another. So now we want to look at media queries and see how we do media queries. And I've got a bunch of files here, and let's take a look at this first one. Actually, I think I'll go into live coding, and let's do a live coding up here. I'm going to try to get on point with organizing my files. So we'll call this one media queries. And this should be in spring 2018. You see I'm all the way right here, spring 2018. Should be in there. But it's just a little bit messed up this semester. I haven't been 100% on point. So we'll create an index file, and we'll create a CSS file. And it always makes me feel good to create those. It feels like I'm actually getting something done. By making headway, I've started and put those in there. And then vertically split that so I could see both of them. And then link it. And that's main. Cool. And H1, hello. And so the first thing we could do is just H1, and we could say color blue. But then we could also have at media, and then we set criteria here. And I just have to look this up. Media query MDN, and look at the example. So at media print, at media screen print, at media hover, at media max width. So I could do all kinds of things here. And I could speech and aspect ratio, or min width and orientation landscape, or screen and min width and orientation. So you could have different formatting for different orientations. We're just going to start out with min width. So min width is kind of counterintuitive from this minimum width upward, right? So we're going to do min width, and we'll do 600 pixels. And I don't put a semicolon after that. And I'm just going to do color red. Oops. H1, color red. Hi, I'm in class. Is everything okay?
What's the last four of your social?
Oh, okay. I can't do that right now. I'll call you back in a few minutes, or I'll text it to you.
Text it to him at Verizon.
Okay, bye. Just a second. Make sure that didn't show up anywhere. Cool. Now let's take a look at it. So it's red, but as I get beneath that size, blue. What? Oh, wow. Okay? Yeah. And so you could put rules in here, and then they'll apply formatting based upon certain conditions. So you could either put it into at media like that, and just like we looked at the syntax, right? You could have screen, or you could do it for print. You know, so if this was print, so we might do at media print, and then everything here, you know, no colors, right? And so refresh this page, but if we go to print it, it's black. And we could even say, you know, out around everything border 1 pix solid dashed. 1 pix solid, sorry, 1 pix dashed red. And that will have a red border. Refresh it, print it. Oh, no, it doesn't have a red border, right? It's borders around everything, though, when we go to print. So you could do styling for printing. And that, you know, is how, like, when you go to print a document, like, at a website, and here's what the page looks like on the screen, but you go to print it, it's formatted nicely for print. Cool, now it's formatted nicely for print. That's pretty neat, right? So that's one way you could do your media query, and you could also do it this way. And the way that it works this way is I could also do link rel style sheet, and I could do mq 600 plus .css, and I could create a new CSS mq -600, and that name could be anything. I'm just calling it that. And then that 600 plus, you know, I would just have, get rid of this, and I would just have this. And before I delete, well, yeah, before I delete that, I'll do this too. So then I'll put that one here too. So now I'm getting this CSS applied, I'm getting this CSS applied, I'm getting this CSS applied, but I need to add in media, and I'm going to do min width 600 pix. And this one I'm going to do media print. I don't know if I need the round things there. Let me look at my, well, let's go look at MDN and see what MDN says. Media, and link style sheet, media, only screen and color. Let's see, maybe I don't need those because I only have one. My editor's not throwing any errors. I liked it better in there. There we go. So now let's look at this page. I'm greater than 600, I'm less than 600, and I go to print, and I got borders around everything. So it still worked that way. So that's the other way you could do it. And I like the organization of that. Do you? I kind of like that organization where it's broken out on different sheets as opposed to all in one, because it's like, here's what happens when we're over 600 pixels. And notice that this is min width 600. So minimum width 600 and up. And we could also do something max width, up to a maximum width of 599 pixels. This other formatting. So those are media queries. Anybody have questions? So I want you to create an H1 that changes color at 2 different sizes using media queries. And for either way, for a double challenge, do it both ways, right? With both either the media query in the style sheet and then also the media query right in the CSS, which is right here, the media query right in the CSS. Okay, so let's code that up.